Hey guys, so I hope that you are all doing really well today, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Sabrina. Please subscribe and join the Sab fam. Today's video is kind of just a reality check in a way. I kind of wanted to come on here a little bit raw, just came straight from work, chucked on a t-shirt that I feel really comfortable on, didn't do like hair and makeup and get all ready for the video. And I think the reason why I wanted to do it like that was because I just wanted to keep it really raw, uncut and real, because that's what I want this video to be. And as I'm sure you can all imagine by the title, this is just kind of a video that talks about some of the hard times that I have been through and that a lot of other people go through on a daily basis. And I think the reason why I wanted to do this video was I kind of tossed around the idea in my head and I wanted to share the video, but thoughts in my head would say, oh no, but you don't want like people to think that you're weak, or you don't want people to see so deeply into your personal life or see that you have cracks, or you don't want your family who isn't here to worry about you, or all these reasons. But then I thought to myself, why did I start my channel in the first place? And some of the main reasons for that was so that I could share my life, my experiences, my passions, hobbies, the things that I love, and on the other spectrum of that, some of the things that happen in day-to-day life that are hard to deal with and that really set you back and make you feel worthless, make you feel like you can't do anything, make you lose motivation, lose sight of where you're going and who you are, and just really take a toll on your life. And the reason why that's important is because there are so many people that go through hard times or have horrible things happen to them or deal with anxiety, nervousness, depression, setbacks in their life, illness, multitude of things that take its toll and weigh you down and create stress in day-to-day life. And it isn't all just easy and beautiful and amazing all the time. Like, sometimes what people put out there is obviously what they want you to perceive versus what is actually real or happening in every moment of their life. You see a snippet of something that they want you to perceive, and that's why I wanted to come on here now and just keep it really real. And in a way, this is like really hard for me, just because I was obviously speaking about something that's like emotional for you and really private. So it is difficult, but I wanted to share this because it's important to me, and I feel like there are other people out there that could connect with me, and people need to know that they are 100% not alone. And you're not a weak person if you have things happen to you, if you have setbacks, or if you fail, or if you drop from like 100 to 0 in one day. It's okay. Like, you can come back and you can do better and you can improve. And most of the time when things knock you down, you come back fighting a lot harder, and you're a lot stronger and more capable and wiser than you were before. So basically, I recently have been through a really hard time and I lacked motivation. I was sick, I was run down, I was stressed, I bottled a lot of my feelings up inside, and I let a lot of things run away with me. Like, I stopped doing things that I really enjoyed, I wasn't making effort on a lot of things, not only work and hobbies and things like that, but on myself. And it was just a really hard time for me, and I'm in like quite, I would say like a bit of a better place now, but I didn't get here easily. I think that the reason why I had such a big setback this time was because I've been doing so good for so long. I was in such a good place. I'm aware of who I am, and I know the things that I need to do to keep myself in that place. And I think this just came out of nowhere and just really locked me down. Like, bah! Thank you, that is it. And it just took me really by surprise, and I think I wasn't prepared. But I'm stronger than I was before, so I haven't like gone into like a massive slump that's, you know, led me into like a really bad depression, although I have been feeling depressive of late. I think that a lot of it stemmed from firstly being stressed at work and just in my own motivations, like things that I want to do that I let stress me out. So by nature, I'm really hard on myself, and I never accept anything as good enough, and I always pressurize myself to give my all and to do more, and it's never enough. Like, sometimes I feel guilty when I have free time and I can just chill and do things. Like, I always think I need to be doing more, and that isn't always healthy, because you stress yourself out, you don't give yourself the breaks that you need to, and by being a perfectionist, you also do a lot of things yourself because you always think that you're capable. And I think the problem there is that you don't ask for help. So sometimes I would feel like I need to do it all, and I need to do it all by myself. Not because I'm afraid to ask questions or to learn new things, but more because I like to feel accomplished and I like to do things, and I have all of these things that I want to do, and sometimes at the same time forgetting about myself and about remembering to keep my mental health good and keeping other things in check, because in the long run those things are not going to matter if you're not healthy or capable. If you're lying in bed and are in like such a terrible place, nothing else matters. Sometimes you hit places in your life where all the things you love, all the things that seemed important, all the latest fashion, all the makeup, everything else does not seem important except for maybe you and the people that you love. And I was really stressed out from taking on too much, I think. And then on top of that, just other things came that just knocked me down repetitively. So apart from my work, we were looking for a new house, and that was obviously a process in itself. You see places, they aren't good enough, or they don't fit like what you need, or you just don't feel comfortable there, and you need to look for a new place. Obviously that's taking up time. And then when you do find a place, it's a matter of packing everything up, moving where you were before, moving into the new place, settling in, finding out what works for you, unpacking everything, realizing things can't fit. And that sounds probably a little bit pathetic, but it takes its toll, because you're doing that late at night, you aren't doing the things that you would normally do in your day-to-day, and it takes a toll on other things. Like, I wasn't going to gym, and that sounds probably quite lame to complain about that, but for me, the main reason why I need gym is because I have a really low serotonin, and exercise has really helped change my life in the sense that it helps produce endorphins, and it keeps me feeling happy, energized, motivated, and is also an outlet for me where you can go and do your box fit and like get rid of some stress that you have. So in not doing that, I wasn't getting those feelings, and I was kind of getting into a slump. Wasn't feeling like, apart from not feeling good about myself physically, mentally it wasn't really helping me either. And I felt like the less I did, the more excuses I made not to do it, even though I knew that I needed to. Being in a new house, my gym was not like really far away, and I would just always make excuses. It was always late at night, and I think I was just run down. And because sometimes when I have a lot of things I need to do, instead of saying, great, this is what I need to do, I need to make maybe a list of things I can do today and a list of things that I can do in a week's time or in the long run. Instead of doing that, it all just felt like so much. And sometimes I think that when you don't think about it sensibly, you try to do everything, and then in so doing end up probably not doing that much, and it just felt like everything took so long to sort out that other things suffered a lot. Like, my eating habits were worse, I wasn't being healthy, I wasn't obviously going to the gym, I was just feeling all around crap, and I stopped making like that much of an effort on my outfits, even though that's something I really love. It wasn't doing any makeup, and it's not that I think that I need that to feel good about myself, it's more that that's something that I really enjoy. It's like a form of art, I guess, in a way, and I just really like it. So when I'm not doing it, it's normally one of the signs that I'm not in a good place, if it's been for a really long period of time. So there was that, and then I just think that other areas of your life start to suffer. So you don't feel great about yourself because you're not making an effort, so you don't see your friends, even though you want to. You spend too much time like alone at home, and the more you stress yourself out, you get into like a turmoil. And I think that definitely took a toll on my relationship, and that's obviously like a hard thing to speak about, because it's something that you love and that you cherish and that is important to you, but yet it suffers so much. Like, we didn't always have time for each other because we were so busy. Even when we did, it wasn't always quality time, and often your significant other is the person that gets to see the best and the worst of you, and that is just the way of life. But often you'll come home from work, you've had a long day, they get the brunt of how shit it was, or how tired you are, how sore your back is, you don't sleep well, you have to do washing, you have to do rubbish chores together sometimes that aren't exactly fun, and you have to find a way to stay connected and not lose touch of your relationship, whether that be mentally, sexually, like physically, what you do together, like asking that person about themselves and not just about like the typical things, how are you, how was your day, like taking the time aside to make sure that that person knows that you're important and that your relationship is important. And it's very easy to lose sight of things when you're so caught up in what is going on. You can get easily distracted and easily tied up in these twisted thoughts of things you need to do or things that you need, and not focusing on what's right in front of you. And I think that was really hard, because anyone that knows me would know that even though I'm a bit of a tomboy and a hard ass, I'm like deep down a huge romantic, and my relationship and Mike are both really important to me. So that was really shit. And because I wasn't making an effort on myself, even though I know that he thinks that I'm beautiful and tells me that, I just felt so average about myself. And in all of this turmoil, I just didn't see it coming, and boom, I got really ill. Just out of nowhere, I was bedridden. It was horrible. My back was sore. I had the worst migraines, like bloated, sore stomach. And I was just like, what the hell? And I kind of, at the time, said to myself, I was like, it's so unfair. I was like, why am I in this position now? I've had so many things happen to me. I can't deal with anything else. I don't want to do this right now. And I don't want to have time off work. It's going to make me more stressed. That was all I could think about. Like, I wasn't thinking about, okay, your body is in a state and your immune system can't handle it. I was just thinking about all the other things and not about myself. And in that moment, I kind of realized sometimes you have to be a little bit selfish and say to yourself, no, I need to take this time. I need to recover. There's obviously, my body is trying to tell me something, and I can be extremely stubborn. So I was sick, but then pushed myself to go to work, ended up having to come home, and I was such a setback. Like, I just felt like I hadn't recorded in so long, and I wasn't doing things that I enjoyed, and I was, to say the least, feeling really unhappy. Not ungrateful for everything in my life, but just really set back, feeling almost like I didn't know how I was going to get back to where I was. Like, it's like you're there and you're like this little thing, and you're like, and there's like this massive mountain, and you're like, I do not know how I am going to tackle that. And when it comes to these things, sometimes you really have to recheck yourself. You have to think to yourself, okay, these are the things that have happened to me. These are the things that I need to do. This is what I need for myself in order to feel a bit better. And to realize that setbacks happen. I know this will probably sound like freaking Leicester cheese, but in one of Selena Gomez's song, I think it's called The Heart Wants What It Wants, she starts off initially by, it's a really raw intro of her just speaking and being really honest, and she kind of speaks about how things can knock you down out of nowhere. And I think she says, you can feel so confident, you can feel so happy and confident you can feel so happy and confident in yourself and so sure of things, and just one little thing out of nowhere can just knock you down and make you feel so inferior. But what you need to realize is, no matter what you're going through, there are people that can support you. Even if you don't have that many people in your life, the internet is a terrible and a beautiful thing at the same time. There's always people out there that you can talk to, whether it's on a chat or whether it's on a helpline, or if you're dealing with a really bad time and you are lucky enough to have people that support you and that you can talk to, go to those people. Speak about how you feel, because you'll be surprised as to how many people are not okay and don't say so. And it's embarrassing sometimes. You feel like, why am I not good enough? Or why am I like in this state and I can't get back up? And like, you can go through a phase and feel so amazing about yourself and then not understand why you get beaten down or things happen to test you in your life. But you have to believe that the strongest people get the most tests, and that when you do get those, you can rise again. There's nothing like someone who's really been beaten down and he just rises up from the ashes and says, no, this is my time, I am good enough, I can do this, I am motivated, I am confident, I am capable, I am beautiful, I am sure of myself, and I am everything that I need to be. And if there are things that I need to change, I have the ability to change my mindset. There is nothing more powerful than a changed mind. If you change your mind, you can change your behaviors. And if you have a goal and you act towards that goal, you can accomplish great things. And little setbacks are okay. They happen to the best of us, but you need to realize that people are there for you and that there is love and hope in the world. And even if something does happen to you and it feels like it's the end of the world, it probably isn't. Life will go on and all wounds will get healed over time. And so I kind of just wanted to finish off by saying that there are problems that people deal with, and it's not to say that it's necessarily going to go away. Some things you just realize to deal with more easily, but it's just important to realize that you will be okay. If you don't feel okay, ask people for help and know that others often feel the same way as you, and that you can feel inspired again and take control of your life. And I am going to, in the next few coming weeks, really put a lot of effort into doing things that make me happy, like my art, my yoga, watching my favorite show, reading my books, doing things that make me happy and not feeling guilty about it. Sometimes you need to be selfish, and that doesn't mean letting go of all of the things that you need to do and not being responsible. It just means that sometimes you just need a little bit of quality time for you in a life that is extremely busy.